welcome to the channel, and I hope you guys enjoy. Hope you enjoy enough to hit that like button. And just to let you know that this video is for fair use purposes as well as informational and commentary purposes. And also, what I was about to say, this is educational for it to know not to do when dealing with these people. So with that being said, man, we about to get into what is going down in Cincinnati. It seems as though the Fraternal Order of Police, which is the police union, is calling out city council members and saying they doing some nefarious things behind the scenes when it deal with the Hinton family. So we're going to go ahead and check that out, and we're going to break it down, and we're going to come back and give our commentary. Let's get to it.
Secret settlement? The president of the police union is furious tonight. He says Cincinnati city manager plans to pay off the family of a teenager who was shot and killed by police.
Now, not only were police cleared of any wrongdoing, this is the same teenager whose dad is accused of later running down and killing a Hamilton County deputy. WLWT News 5's Sean McKinnon has reaction from city leaders before a scheduled meeting next week. Hi, Sean.
Hey guys, the union says a tentative agreement has already been reached between the city and the Hinton family. The family at the center of connected tragedies, the deadly police shooting of Rodney Hinton, then his father accused of hitting and killing a sheriff's deputy after his son's death. Cincinnati Fraternal Order of Police President Ken Kober claims the settlement could cost the city millions. He says the city manager, Cheryl Long, isn't including city council members in on the details.
My sources inside City Hall said that it's been undisclosed, and they're keeping it very quiet as to how much the settlement is for.
It centers around the police shooting of 18-year-old Rodney Hinton in East Price Hill in May of last year. Police say during a stolen car investigation, Hinton pointed a gun at officers. The prosecutor ruled the shooting justified. In a police union statement, Kober said a settlement for the family would be an outrage because of the aftermath of Rodney Hinton's death. His father, Rodney Hinton Jr., is accused of hitting and killing Sheriff Deputy Larry Henderson with his car after watching police footage of his son being killed by police.
I think it's a slap in the face to the officers that go out every day. They do the right thing.
In a statement, city manager Cheryl Long responded to Kober's allegations, saying, quote, "The city has not reached a settlement agreement. I vehemently reject the notion that any discussions are being rushed, are happening in secret, or are designed to keep information from City Council. I speak regularly with Mr. Kober, and we have had no prior conversations about this matter or his baseless allegations. Reckless, speculative, and highly inflammatory statements like these only do further harm to both our police officers and the wider Cincinnati community." Kober told WLWT he had a tense phone call today with the city manager and expects another development early next week.
I've been told that Monday there is going to be an executive session by City Council where they're going to be told of this tentative agreement and that council will not be voting on it.
I've reached out to several city council members. None say if it's clear if they'll get a chance to vote on a potential settlement. Seth Walsh says the decision is too big not to include council. Mark Jeffries says he's against a payout to the family. Reporting live from City Hall, Sean McKinnon, WLWT News 5.
Sean, thanks so much. By the way, Ryan Hinton's attorney, Fanon Rucker, also insisting to us tonight there has not been any settlement agreement with the family.
All right, man. So we have another video coming up right after I give my little commentary on what took place just now. Anybody that watched that video with Rodney Hinton, in my opinion, even when they did that freeze frame in that video, you can see that there was no gun pointed at the officer. There was no gun pointed at the officer, but they did rule it justified because it was a police officer and he did have a weapon on him. Supposedly, because we never seen the weapon on him. They only showed us the weapon on the ground in the vicinity of where he landed. They didn't show the weapon on him. They never showed the weapon being pointed. They said that he dropped the weapon, and in some of the videos, you might concede or think that he may have dropped the weapon, but it did not look like the weapon that they showed in the pictures as to when they took pictures and found the weapon near him, right? When he got hit and he flipped over the gate. So they ruled it justified, right? the family still put out a lawsuit, allegedly. It seems as though that they were talking, but how could there be talks if the lawyer is not involved? The family is represented by a lawyer, and that lawyer said that they didn't have any type of settlement down. So where is the FOP getting this? Where is the police union getting this? Now, we all know that Rodney Hinton is coming up for a new hearing. Is this to throw a little wrench in the plans so they try to do something to him? Because if the lawyer is not involved, and then the city council member that he's accusing saying that there is no such thing, but the FOP is saying that they getting it from a little birdie inside the organization. So if it's really hush hush, how did the little birdie get the information to get back to them? So we gonna see what this city council member had to say about it, right? Because he wanted to know. I want to know, right? Do city council know about it? Is city council prepared for it? Is city council going to pass it in a vote? So let's check that out, man, and see what they got to say. And we're going to come back after this.
Conflicting narratives surrounding a potential settlement with the family of Ryan Hinton and Rodney Hinton Jr.
They're going to pay the Hinton family, which, in my opinion, is absolutely wrong.
Cincinnati Fraternal Order of Police President Ken Kober calling out City Manager Cheryl Long, claiming she's negotiating a secret settlement with the Hinton family.
A source inside City Hall contacted me today and said that this is what's going on. They're trying to circumvent City Council.
Hinton is accused of running down and killing Hamilton County Deputy Larry Henderson in May of 2025, the same day that he watched body camera footage of a Cincinnati police officer shooting and killing his son, Ryan Hinton. After investigating, authorities found the shooting was justified because the younger Hinton was armed and pointing a loaded gun at an officer.
I'm just shocked.
On the phone, Councilmember Seth Walsh told me that he was told council would be going into executive session on January 12th about Hinton, but was unaware of exactly what would be discussed in that meeting.
This city administration has consistently not given clear information and answers to council members, to the public, and we need that.
Long responded to the accusations in a statement Thursday night, saying in part, "The city has not reached a settlement agreement, and I vehemently reject the notion that any discussions are being rushed, are happening in secret, or are designed to keep information from city council." And Hinton family attorney Fanon Rucker told WCPO there have been ongoing communications with the city, but his, Kober's, representation is a complete surprise to me.
I can't believe we would even entertain that. If our officers did nothing wrong, as we have said, given the severity and the enormity of what happened.
I did reach out to all council members to get context on what they might know on this situation. As we get more reaction, full statements will be on WCPO.com, so you can read them for yourself. In the newsroom, Jay Shakur, WCPO 9 News.
All right, man. So it seems as though they're going to be holding a meeting on January 12th, right? And if y'all watching this now, that's tomorrow. But if you're watching it later, it might be today because it just might be the 12th. So it seems as though they're about to have a meeting on Rodney Hinton. What is they about to have a meeting on Rodney Hinton for? Because Rodney Hinton is supposed to see about him getting that unaliving penalty removed from his case, right? To where he'll have to be facing life in prison and not life with the unaliving at the end of it, right? So with the unaliving penalty, I should say. So, hey, man, it just came across my airwaves. I wanted to bring this to you, but that'll be huge. That'll be huge for the family. And that will, man, I'm not going to lie, that will cause a lot of stir and a lot of outrage for a lot of people if they do get that settlement, right? But it's a lot of people that'll be behind it and feeling as though they should get a settlement. And then for the police officer to say, oh, it's going to cost the city a lot of money. Well, isn't that what happens when your officers don't do their job properly? The city have to pay out a lot of money to victims and their families because officers have immunity, and the only way to make them, quote unquote, feel the pain or pay is to sue. and get large settlements. But do y'all think that they will get them settlements? Let me know. Drop down in the comment section and let me know. Right? We're going to see what happens. We're going to stay tuned on this. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I highly appreciate that. And with that being said, I need y'all to have a blessed and prayerful day. Why? Because I'm up out of here. Peace.